60% of your team, that means the two central defenders, the two central midfielders, and the two strikers, cover naturally 60% of the pitch, of the surface of the pitch. And 40%, that means the two wide players on each side, 4 players cover 40% of the pitch. That means it is rationally, mathematically, the best suited system to cover in a rational way the surface of a football pitch.
What up, Bichos? Welcome back to another custom tactics video. This is the 442 holding. I was a huge fan of Thierry Henry and Anelka and all the French players in general. Piré, Vieira. I just would wake up every morning early to watch them play. I just love to watch my French players. Wherever there was a French player, at Arsenal, at Real Madrid, wherever they were, I just love to watch my French players play. And I wanted to recreate Arsenal's Invincible season 02-03, and their setup was a little different because they had Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, Gilberto, Vieira, Ljungberg, I think. Although that team didn't play like the entire season, that was a team that pretty much played the last match, I think. Bergkamp played more like a cam, more the creator, center forward, and Pierre liked to cut in a lot with finesses. Gilberto and Vieira, one kind of like drop deep to receive the ball and play out the back. Vieira was more like the destroyer, but he also attacked. He also went forward. Ljungberg tended to just go getting behind down the wings. Touré was kind of like your creator out of the back. Now, when I had Henko in this position, was actually really good because he had the long ball, he could pass and stuff. I can't do the same with Tomori. Tomori's ball distribution isn't the best. So I tried to make the best with what I have. The formations of 4-4-2 holding, build-up style balance, defensive approach, balance with a 50 depth. You can do 70. You can do counter in this formation too. And I'll tell you in a second why I have them both set to balance. Now let's go to the roles. Messi, like I said, he is more of the provider, more of the creator. Like, he takes pretty much center stage on the pitch. He does go forward too. He finds a lot of open spaces, but he's more like of the roaming cam slash striker, which is pretty cool. I love that role for him. Mostly no roles, but he's on advanced forward and attack. Guler, no role on him either, but he's on winger and balance. Ulis is on inside forward and balance. One of my CDM, like more defensive, more of a holding, is Mainu. He's gonna be holding and ball winning. They just intercept a lot and they just kind of like show up everywhere to try to cut the passing lanes. Goretzka, deep line playmaker, defend. One of my fullback is on fullback versatile. The other one is just on fullback and balance. Both my center backs are on defender, defend, and my keeper is on ball playing keeper and build up. The keeper you can just put on whatever suits your playstyle. I just love the ball playing keeper on this particular keeper because they have that long pass playstyle that I use a lot. This is what the formation looks like while in game. The versatile here allows them to play kind of like a little bit on the wings, a little bit, and or slightly tuck in like a center back. Is pretty cool. I like that setup because it kind of forms like a 3-back sometimes. The reason being is like this, I just love to have a winger. I like to have a winger to alleviate pressure. So with long ball, the base long ball playstyle that Hansko has, I just send it right to Guler. It opens up the space. Goretzka is there to recycle, and then, you know, it's just really difficult for your opponent to kind of like keep track of. And the build up on Messi is, like I said, is incredible. It kind of like the role of Bergkamp. He dropped deep to receive the ball and be the creator for Thierry Henry, who just kind of like stayed at the edge of the line, at the edge of the defenders, and got in behind. Guler doesn't get in behind like Ljungberg did, but with the deep pad tactics, he does, and I'll show you in a second. And the inside forward here, obviously everybody has inside forward in their game, but this is what Piré did most of the time. Would just go in. They would do a lot of exchanges on this side, because Thierry Henry was on this side, but because I like to play, obviously, the player with the strongest foot on the strongest side. That's the reason why, like, Musiala will be really easy for him to do an animation of a Trivela. Also, the shooting angle is very easy to score on keepers this way. Same thing for Messi. That's why they're on that side. Now, if I was a finesse abuser, I would put Messi on this side and just abuse finesses all the time. But I don't do that. Although Guler is on winger, he does cut in a lot. The winger role is a lot better this year than last year. So I really like the winger role. Even without roles, they do what they need to do. I wish I had the roles for, like, you do need roles in this game. I feel like you do need the roles, but you can get away with it. Now, what I was saying earlier is that with the D-pad tactics on D-pad attacking, your team build-up style will go into counter. And then right here with the defensive approach would switch to high. Some of the player roles would change. The fullbacks will stay like this. Hanchko would change into balance. Mainu will go into roaming, and Goretzka will go into build up. Arda Güler will go into attack, and Yildiz would go into attack. Messi would go into attack. Everybody will go into attack because that's what you told the role to do. To everybody go on attack. It's 80. It's the 88th minute. You need a goal. You need 2 goals. You would switch the D-pad. You would flip the D-pad into attacking, and this is what you would get out of the D-pad. Now, you might want to go into another formation to do what you need to do, but if you're really comfortable with the 4-4-2, these are the things that you could do on the fly, surprise your opponent. I mean, you don't have to do it when you're down a goal. You can just do it randomly at random times because they're expecting the play to play out a certain way, and then you just hit the attacking, you switch it on them, and now all of a sudden your players are wide. So it's like another attacking variation that you can add to your play. But that's pretty much it for the tactics. Like I said, I wanted to kind of like recreate Arsenal's Invincible season a little bit, and it's working out pretty well. We're currently in Division 3. We are going to prioritize rivals a lot more this week. So I will catch you in the next video with another tactics that I'm actually working on that I really enjoy. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Ciao.